sacrifice, Edvard. Your courageous actions have opened new avenues of opportunity. It is my dearest hope that we may one day set things right and prevent these terrible events from ever unfolding. Look around you, Edvard. The giant sleeps. This facility was once alive with activity. Now, it is a graveyard. Group 935 are no more. What remains of their work has been scattered to the four winds. Only echoes and shadows remain. The test subjects can never be allowed to awaken. The havoc that could be wreaked upon the future by such simple-minded individuals could be catastrophic. Heed my warning. Remember what I told you, Edvard. The scars left by Samantha's past actions allow us to communicate across the rift. Follow my words. I will find you. When you release the beacon, I will secure your extraction and destroy the site. Remember, the burden is yours to carry, Edvard. The others must never know the truth. Takio. Brave, uphold the dying samurai spirit. It feels almost as though I am speaking to my ancestors. Instead, I speak to a reflection of myself. The man in the mirror. In another place, another time. How our lives are filled with confidence and bravado. But I am troubled. My dreams are haunted by a man in shadow. I fear this vision may be a portent of our destruction. Hey, other me. If you're hearing this, then it means that something's gone foobar. We're going to plan B. Stick to that crap bastard like glue. We need to find out what the hell he has been doing and what he's going to do. We may be able to get a fix on your location if you can trigger one of the paradox visualizations. Good luck. We're all counting on you. Oh, wait. Whatever you do, don't get too close to the radioactive beacon. Makes your hair fall out. It is not all bad news, Nikolai. We may have failed in our mission, but at least there is now one less Richtofen to deal with. If it is any consolation, tell him that the first one is the hardest. I should know. I've killed at least 3 Richtofens. There was the one in the fire, the one with the boat hook, and the one... What? No one told me. Sorry. Forget what I just said. Everything will be fine. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I have one message. One message that must be remembered at all costs. The child must be protected. She may have been returned to me, but I fear she is not as she was. In recent months, she has barely said a word. When she did, it was only to cry out for him, to call his name. What have I done? In these dark days, I find myself clinging to the belief that there may still be a way to set things right. Though my understanding of the ethereal realm remains limited, I am convinced that the manipulation of the energy fields within all matter is vital to uncovering the dimensional gateway itself. It is my sincerest hope that somewhere in the realm beyond, my beloved Samantha still lives. I can only pray that Edvard will have the courage to fulfill the vow he made all those years ago. Though our matter transference tests at the new sites have been largely unsuccessful. The teleporter's malfunction has nonetheless yielded some interesting data. The fact that the test subjects departed their original point of origin is undeniable. What is uncertain is what became of them. Richtofen is insistent in his belief that they have been transported not through space, but through time. In the absence of empirical evidence, I myself cannot entertain such madness. I fear Richtofen. Irrationality may soon prove a liability to our endeavors.
For you, there will be no mercy.
Day 66. The children are gone, and the house feels empty. I miss their laughter, their games. The sirens have not sounded for several months. I do believe that we may have turned the tide in the battle. But at what cost? The radiation levels from the fallout remain dangerously high. I can only pray I live long enough to confirm that my plan was indeed successful. And the dark presence that has haunted our dreams and infected every facet of our existence has finally been vanquished.
Okay, so that was all 11 radios from the Giants. Now, if you feel slightly confused right now, don't worry, because I don't think these radios were actually meant to make too much sense, and I think it was Treyarch's goal to kind of confuse us at this point. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at the grand scheme of things and how these radios are recorded and who they're recorded by, it really does point to the whole multiverse theory. And if you think about the multiverse theory, which in simple words basically is the theory that there's an infinite number of different universes, or you could also say timelines or histories, and in each of these different universes the events are slightly different to our main universe that we're playing in. And as a result of this, what they're trying to do, or at least what Richtofen and Maxis are trying to do, is that they're trying to find a universe where they can save the world from like the apothecons and the zombies and everything like that. They're trying to find a world where these events from World at War Black Ops and Black Ops 2, as well as, you know, the whole zombie apocalypse, they're trying to find a universe where that would never happen, so that they can, you know, ultimately live in peace. And some of these radios are from different versions of the characters in different universes. So for example, if we take the three first radios we heard about Dempsey, Nikolai and Takio, different versions of Dempsey, Nikolai, Takio recorded those radios and then left them there for our main Origins characters that we play as in the Giant to discover and to kind of help them as they progress. Now, it's important to understand that Richtofen and Maxis have a different plan to Dempsey, Nikolai and Takio, and the reason why we know this is because, as we saw during the intro cutscene, Dempsey, Nikolai and Takio tried to stop Richtofen from opening the teleporter, or I should say they tried to stop the older Richtofen from opening the teleporter. Obviously Richtofen didn't listen, and the reason why they were trying to stop him was because they wanted Richtofen, or I should say the older Richtofen, they wanted the older Richtofen to awaken the test subjects, which in other words is the older versions of Dempsey, Nikolai and Takio, the World at War versions of Dempsey, Nikolai and Takio, so that they could kind of undo the events of World at War Black Ops and Black Ops 2 zombies, if that kind of makes sense. However, Richtofen and Maxis had secretly made another plan behind the backs of the Origins versions of Dempsey, Nikolai and Takio, which involved killing each of the older versions, the World at War versions of the four characters. Now, the reason why they kept it secret was because if Dempsey, Nikolai and Takio found out that they would have to kill their older selves, then they might not like the plan and, you know, they might not cooperate and go along with it. And if that didn't happen, then obviously the world would never be saved and the zombie apocalypse would be here forever. Which kind of leads me on to my other point. Now, we don't actually learn this in the Giant, but the world, or I should say this universe that we're in, the Origins universe, is stuck in a time loop. And the reason why we know this is because the Revelations ending, and there's also some like small hints throughout the different maps that we're actually stuck in a time loop. Now, the reason why we're stuck in a time loop is not exactly clear, at least at the moment. I haven't actually gone through and researched the rest of the maps yet, but Richtofen knows the only way to break a time loop is to change the events that have already happened. and in our storyline that means killing the 1.0 World at War versions of our 4 characters, because that's going to change the events and prevent the apocalypse from happening, and thus breaking the time loop. So I think in simple, that's what the radios mean in The Giant. They're just trying to imply that our characters are trying to save the world, and that the different recordings from Maxis are kind of self-explanatory, but at the same time, the reason why they might not make sense immediately is because some of these recordings are taking place in different universes where the events are slightly different, so that's kind of why it doesn't really click when you first listen to it. So I hope that helped. I guess that was just kind of like a little precursor to my Black Ops 3 Zombies full storyline video that's hopefully coming out over the next few weeks. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions down below, and I think I'll see you next time. Peace out.